Kia ora, ko waio, I te taho o tōku matua, no te Waipounamu ia, no Ototahi, ahako he Pākehā, he roa te whakapapa o tōna whānau ki reira. Tainoa ki ngā pōti, tuatahi ngā pōti e whā ki reira no Piritana. Ko Tom Newnham tāna ingoa. I te taho o tōku whaia, no te tai tōkerau ia. Ko te ahu te maunga, ko omapere, te moana, te wai Māori, ko Ngāti Korohoi, ko Ngāti Wai Ngā Hapu, ko Ngāpuhi te iwi, ko Kathleen Munro, tāna ingoa. Ko Rewi Rewi Newnham, kai mahi I konei, e te whare wānanga, o te upoko o te kā Māui. So that's me. I work here, I'm a professor of physical geography, work here at Victoria University, and interested in the environment, interested in past environments and how they relate to what's happening to our world today. I grew up on the hills to the west of Auckland, the Waitakere Ranges, and right on the edge of the city, where it meets the bush. And if I turned right at the front gate, as I did Monday to Friday to go to school, I'd go into the man-made environment, into the streets and the houses and the subdivisions and so on. If I turned left, as I usually did on the weekend, I'd be in the bush. This completely different, mysterious world, which I loved, and it sparked the imagination, and I used to get to know the trees and the birds, and a lot of it just exploring. One day, and I think it must have been a Monday, because I probably had been in the bush the previous day, I had this kind of realisation that if I stripped away the roads and the houses that I was walking through on my way to school, there was the same landscape that I'd been traipsing through the day before. And I started to think of where the trees, which trees would be growing where, and which insects would be living where. Realised that was all a very, very recent change. This constructed, built environment, these are terms that I'm using now, but of course as an 8-year-old I didn't have that language. But basically the realisation that the world changes very quickly, and we humans can dramatically alter the natural landscape. I used to dream about this, imagining what the city of Auckland used to look like, what those volcanoes were like before they were built on and so on. Not so many years later, I was studying geology at university, and I learned that there was actually a science about the very thing that I was doing in my head, reconstructing past environments. We call it paleoecology now, I realise. Working out how environments in the past have been modified, not just by people. And so I thought, wow, I'm going to get into this. It was like reliving my childhood dreams. And I never really stopped. My relationship with my Māori side has developed as I've got older. The story, it's not uncommon. My mother and her 7 siblings grew up not really understanding their Māori side or connecting with it. There was no reo, there was no tikanga. They knew they were Māori, but they were told to forget it. And they grew up as Pākehā, effectively. So I'm trying to make up for lost time, I suppose. I'm a student of the reo and trying to find more about my whakapapa. It's not easy. There's been so many disconnections that have happened over the past few generations. It's very difficult to actually retrace it.